Hello and welcome to Bologna Montana in Italy for round 2 of the UCI e-mountain bike cross-country World Cup presented by Raspini. We're in this race location for a second year in a row, some new riders and some old faces coming back. The weather has not been kind in the lead up, with the region suffering from a lot of flooding, making it quite a muddy track. But a little bit of mud doesn't hurt these riders, and preparations are well underway. Here's James Shirley from Scotland for his first WES event, and let's take a look at the track. 5 laps, a total length of 18 kilometres, and Jess Rogers is on site.
Okay, about to do the track preview of round 2 here in Bologna, Montana. I'm here with Nicolo. You're about to preview the course. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling nervous because it's my first time, so I'm curious to see how it will be.
And Loic Noel, I mean, you've done this before, but not this year. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm really happy to be back in Bologna. Last year it was my first podium in World Cup, so I really have a nice time last year here.
Do you think any of it's going to be tricky?
Maybe, I'll tell you later.
We'll find out later then.
Jess there with Nicolo Bollega, the Ducati World Supersport rider. He's going to ride with Loic Noel. There's a rundown of Loic's performances. Of course, he was second in Bologna last year. Let's take a look at them out here on the course. Plenty of opportunity here in Bologna to test the skills of the rider and the bike. The maximum gradient on the course, 25%. You've got these great canopies that shield the riders. This is us making our way up to the climbing peak. And then onto this fast descent. You really have to use all your technique and all your skill. Look how close you get through that little tree area. The maximum speed, 43 kilometers an hour. Little tree route, so you've just got to be careful on. And then the run-in down to the race finish. Battery consumption every lap around about 15%. High fives all round. Here's the race format. Qualification race first for both women and men, determining the starting grid, then the race, then the podium ceremony. Qualification race number 1 getting underway. The weather starting to turn a little bit. Gio getting ready for his race. All the riders starting at 1-minute intervals. That decides their starting position. Here's Justine Tonzo. She takes the women's pole position and the Raspini men's pole position taken by her teammate Jerome Gio with a little wheelie. A well-fought qualification race here in Bologna. And Italian champion Martino Frue qualified in second.
I just finished my time trial and I waiting the other guys at the end to understand in which position I start in the afternoon. Today the weather is good at the moment. The climb is steep, technical, but you can ride everywhere. I hope for the race in the afternoon.
Tonzo and Gio, teammates, happy to kick off the weekend with Raspini pole position. On to race number 1. Theo Charm there on the front row. Justine Tonzo just adjusting those gloves, making final preparations. Gio there in that rainbow jersey in his familiar pole position. Let's take a look then at the starting grid. Tonzo there in 9th place. Fantastic performance alongside all the men, and now we're ready for the off. We're underway here in Bologna. It's a fast start. Look at this onboard footage. A really strong start. Goldie and Charm take the whole shots. How close it is here. Onboard footage with Roberto Fabbri. Men and women battling alongside each other. The Italian champion there in the Tricolore, going strong after qualifying well. Charm and Gio very close, and then it's Reef and Frue. The Italian local leading the world champion here in the first race of the weekend. This is Rob Williams, doing very well, sitting in 3rd. Here we are with the women's race. Tonzo leading at the start. This weather, though, really starting to turn, starting to get wet and muddy. Schneider in 2nd. The rider's starting to get really filthy now on this course. On board with Roberto Fabri just in front of him. Natalie Schneider having to get off on this slippy and tricky uphill. Anna Oberpalaita, the Italian champion, all smiles. Gio confidently in P1, slipping and sliding. This is Rob Williams finding his feet in the rain, sitting in second place. Having fun in third, Martino Frue holding on well. It's so wet, a lot worse than last year. This is Joris Reef, fourth place for him. Back to the women's race, Nicole Goldie is struggling a little bit here in fourth position. And this is Natalie Schneider overtaking Justine Tonzo. 1 lap to go. Tonzo head down, fighting so hard just to keep in control. These teammates from Advanced Team Racing splashing through the mud. Gio, confident in these conditions. Look at him go. His second win of the season, although we can hardly see the rainbow bands. This is Rob Williams, the Brit, coming home in second, his first World Cup podium. Great camaraderie at the end of this race. And a little bit cold. Frue again on the podium at the Bologna Road. God, it's really hard to explain just how wet it is. Let's take a look at the result. Jerome Gio, top of the leaderboard ahead of Williams with Frue in third.
It was a hard race because it's rainy during the first lap, but I like it. I like this condition, and very happy to win here.
A lot cleaner than when he finished. Natalie Schneider crosses the line. She wins the women's race on her return to the series. Look at that, ecstatic. Great celebrations there with her father. Second place for Justine Tonzo. She crashed at the end of the steepest downhill, just 200 meters before the line, in all sorts of pain. She'll maintain her lead in the standings. Sophia Wiedenroth in third place, just as she did in Monaco in race 1. That's James Shirley from Scotland, here for his first WES race. Everyone absolutely covered from head to toe in mud. Here's the women's top 5. Schneider, top of the leaderboard this time.
The first 2 laps are actually really difficult because the mud got sticky and then it started to rain again, and that made it, actually the rain made it more enjoyable. And I rode basically, everything the second part of the race, and I think did a really good job with in the teamwork of myself together with the bike. So, yeah.
The rain made it more fun. Here's Nicole Goldie and Theo Charm receiving awards for the whole shot, powered by Fassi. Here's our women's podium. Lapierre, team coordinator there on behalf of Tonzo. She was getting some medical checks, and there's the standings after round 2 with Tonzo top of the leaderboard. The men's podium, Gio again on top, Williams in second and Frue in third. There's the overall standings, Gio with 66 points, top of the leaderboard. Time now for an e-bike focus, and Jess again, chatting to the new Advanced Racing team.
I'm Stefan Schumacher. I'm the sport director of Advanced Racing team.
And this is your first year taking part in WES. Why this year?
Exactly, it's the first year for us, but we want to show we're a relatively young brand, and we want to show that we have competitive stuff, new bikes, new carbon bikes, and we want just to be part of this adventure.
And yeah, tell me a bit more about the bikes. They're new, they're carbon. What makes them special?
They are just amazingly fast.
And the team, you've got 2 male riders, 2 female riders. Tell me about why you chose those 4.
Because they are good. They're nice guys as well. So we have a lot of fun already here in the last few days, and yeah, we have some from both categories. We have really good cross-country riders, and it's a new type of racing. If you come to e-bike racing, it's not the same as cross-country, but we're really optimistic that we get there to be really competitive, and we have a lot of trust in our riders.
Could you tell me why it was important, if it was important, to have 2 men and 2 women riding for Advanced?
It was really important to us to have both genders to have equally, like 2 men and 2 women. That was always the plan.
And in terms of e-bikes in general, why are you excited to be part of e-bikes rather than you know, bikes without any motors?
No, we're just an e-bike brand, and that's basically the business, and so that's a great chance to show what we got, and it's also fun, I have to say.
Great to get to know the Advanced Racing team better. On to race 2 and track 2. Due to the extreme track conditions, the number of laps reduced to 4. Another race morning, let's hear from Justine Tonzo.
Yesterday it was a hell of mud. We had a very hard race, and the mechanicals of the bike was on fire. I ended the race with no brake at all, and I tried to do the last downhill as I could, but the last turn was not good at all. I did a very bad crash on my leg, and I was very scared about my knee because it was stuck. Today, hopefully, I'm a little bit better, but I will see hour by hour because I really don't know how it's gonna work.
Good to see Justine Tonzo back racing. Let's hope that knee is okay. On to qualification for day 2. Greater women's field here in Bologna this weekend with 8 participants, most of them from German-speaking countries, Switzerland, Germany, Austria and Italy. Reigning world champion Nicole Goldie takes pole position for the women on day 2. She'll be hoping for a better performance today. In the men's category, all are fighting it out for the fastest lap. And it's Joris Reef, flat out, who takes the Raspini pole position, his 2nd ever.
Yeah, so yesterday was really bad to ride, so it was really steep. But today I did a lot of laps in the training, and I really knew the uphills and the downhills. And then I really knew, like, mentally everyone is doing mistakes. So I just gave my all, and in the end, fastest time, really nice.
High fives between Goldie and Reef. Things have brightened up a little bit. A lot less rain around on day 2 here in Bologna. Here's James Shirley taking part in his first World e-bike race. Let's see how he's finding it.
I am James Shirley. I'm from the Highlands of Scotland in Fort William. I'm getting involved with e-bike racing, partly because I've been in the mountain bike scene for quite a long time, so it's nice to do something different, but it's also something that I really enjoy. And e-bike racing is quite a new thing, and funnily enough, I actually got into mountain biking first with cross-country racing, but I only ever went up to come down, so then naturally I got into downhill and enduro. But with the addition of the battery and the motor, cross-country racing becomes a lot more appealing again because there's a lot more technical skills. Sure, the motor does quite a lot of the work for you, but as a rider you still have a huge amount of input, like technical skills, and on the way up and on the way down. So it could be something that's really good fun. I'm yet to try it. I don't think I'm going to fare very well this weekend, partly just because it's my first e-bike cross-country race. However, I am always usually quite confident. I know that I am fit and I know that I have good skills, but the bike that I'm on is actually not the most powerful motor. So I'm just going to try and do my best, and it will be a learning experience. I think for people who have never tried e-bikes before, they should just get involved. Just arrive with an open mind, and I mean there's a lot of demo centres and test centres and things. Borrow a bike from a friend, and I think once you try it, and it takes a little bit of time, takes me a bit of time to adapt from the normal bike to the e-bike actually. You know, a few runs or something, but once you actually get in tune with it, they're really good fun. So they make the uphills like much more of a challenge, everything becomes a lot more rideable. But then for me, on the way down, I actually really appreciate it. So you have sort of extra mass, and it makes the suspension a lot more active, so you have a lot more grip, and I think it's really good fun, to be honest.
A lovely insight about James Shirley. All the best to him and his first ever race. On to race 2 of round 2, and the sun's come out. Riders will be competing not just for the podium, but of course also for the Magneti Marelli Czech Star Power Lap during this race. There's Jerome Gio, Theo Charm. The women here with Nicole Goldie in pole position. This is Joris Reef, also in pole position for the men. And let's take a look at the starting grid. There's the rundown this time, and Nicole Goldie and Sophia Wiedenroth up there in the top 10. And we're underway, a very, very fast start. Great shots there, a little problem right at the back. The whole shot, Wiedenroth and Charm take the whole shot this time, sponsored by Fassi. We're on board now with Janice Loretta. This is Gio in the rainbow jersey leading the men's race. And the French champion, Theo Charm, in position 2. Joris Reef's got a little bit of work to do here after his very fast lap in qualifying. This is the Italian Frue, sitting in 4th place now. This is Nicole Goldie, looking strong, back on form, finding the track to her liking today. Look at that technique. This is Schneider, just ahead of Wiedenroth, close behind in 3rd. Compared to yesterday, the riders can stay on their bikes an awful lot more. Back on board with Loretta. Look at the way you've got to work your way through this tree section. Lovely forest canopy though. This is Anna Spielman overtaking Wiedenroth to go into 3rd place. This is the other Anna Oberparleiter in 5th place. Not surprising, Justine Tonzo with that injured knee taking it easy in 6th place today. Back to the men. This is Gio clinging on to his 1st place. The Frenchman, Charms, getting close now. This is a real battle between the two Frenchmen. Who's going to win this race this afternoon? This is Joris Reef, maintaining 3rd position. Lovely little bit of technique there. Martino Frue trying desperately to get on the podium today. This is Theo Charm overtaking the world champion and powering on now. Gio really needs to hunt and get back up there. This is Goldie, really very much in control. It's Theo Charm who takes the men's race on a sunny finish in Bologna. Gio comes home to take 2nd place. What a race that was. Look at the mud on the bikes. Caked completely. Reef takes 3rd position. Let's take a look at the results then. Theo Charm wins ahead of Gio with Reef in 3rd and Frue in 4th.
It's a nice fight with Jerome, but I see Jerome too very hard slippery in the wood, and I have the advantage with my tire. I don't slippery to Jerome, and I take leader in the race in the last lap with this advantage. and I concentrate for the last downhill, and I'm very happy to win my first World Cup.
Congratulations on his first World Cup win. Nicole Goldie comes home in first place for the women. A strong race today. Schneider second today. A great weekend for her. And the Trek Bosch riders congratulating each other there. They're really good friends. Her rookie season, Anna Spielmann adds another third place to her podium list. Great camaraderie there. Let's take a look at the women's results. Wiedenroth finished in 4th, Oberparleiter in 5th place.
It was a really tough race. It was like the mud was really sticky and it was like worse from lap to lap. So it was a really tough race, but I had a really good start, I think. And then I lost some positions, and then I could continue and ride my bike pretty good. And yeah, it was all about making not so much mistakes, and yeah, it worked well.
She had to work hard this weekend, didn't she? But she is back. Now to the awards for the Power Lap, sponsored by Magneti Morelli Checkstar, as Goldie and Gio winning these again this weekend. The whole shot powered by Fassi for Wiedenroth and Charm. Here's our women's podium. Goldie on top. The return of Schneider in 2nd and Spielmann, the debutant, in 3rd place. And here's the standings in the Women's World Cup. Tonzo in 2nd now. Here's our men's podium. Theo Charm on the top step for the very first time. Let's take a look at the standings. Gio on the top of the standings with 86 points. There's our podium finishers for race 2. That's all for round 2 here in Bologna, Montana. World E-Bike Series adds another Italian venue to the calendar this year, and the next stop is San Paolo d'Aragon in the first ever Wes Lombardy round, presented by Fassi on the 15th and 16th of July. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.